What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside G4's Avali May. Hello, Avali.
Hey, I want to say your background looks so pretty, so well put together, and then it looks like I had a production bomb just go off. I've got like green screen flooring. I've got a monitor facing that way, a couple tripods and lights that I use to make my world a little brighter.
See,
So yeah, I'm complimenting your background.
I enlarged you, yeah, and I'm looking in there. What really pulls it together for me is like the crooked slats on the door back there, blocking the sunlight. You know what I mean? Real Walking Dead vibe, hiding from something. And I Am Legend.
I have a large German Shepherd who, when he wants to go outside, he decides that he's just going to latch on to one of the slats and pull. So that's kind of what's happened to some of those.
I understand. Avali, how are you recovering? Of course, you, me, we were down in LA, or you live there, but we were down there doing E3 for those 4 days. How you feeling now?
Oh my God, that was such an amazing experience. Like I'm good. I needed to hibernate for just 2 days after that because I went straight into G4 work, like right after E3. So after hibernation, I came out of it. I'm like, oh my God, that just happened because I was watching E3. I snuck into E3 my first year of college as like high school newspaper. And I'm like,
did you have like the press card in your hat as you ran around? Like, excuse me, sir.
We had like those little lanyards, and then I just walked around with a notepad and a pencil because I thought for some reason that there would be like E3 police that would come up to me and be like, "Are you taking notes?" And I'm like, I'm taking notes.
Show me your credentials. What is this?
Here. So it was insane, man. And then you were so nice. Jackie and Golden Boy were so nice, and then all of the media partners were.
I got ahead of ourselves on Golden Boy. All right.
Oh,
it's got an attitude adjustment, if you ask me. It's coming.
It's in my G4 contract to be nice to all G4 hosts.
I understand that.
It says
that's got to be hard with Woods. God. Oof.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? I'm a wrestler. All right, buddy. Calm down. You're a tag team person and you're usually the manager, but it doesn't matter. Avali, for people who don't know you outside of E3 and then of course the announcement that you're with G4, who are you? Give me the elevator pitch because I don't know much about you beyond the fact that you're awesome and work at G4.
Oh my God, I don't know how to pitch myself. Hello, my name is Avali. I like esports and also video games. I'm more of like a broadcaster than anything. I got my start at Yahoo Esports doing League of Legends interviews, and then eventually moved on to the main League of Legends broadcast where I did some hosting and interviewing. And then from there, I joined in with G4. I like anime, esports, and dogs. Those are the three things that I love in life, and that's all I really talk about. So that's why me and Michael were like homies during E3, because he's like, Shimagami Tensei, and I think I was the only one who understood what he said, and I'm like...
And then your heartbreak for Bayonetta, of course, but I won't bring up bad memories. Instead, we can talk about, is Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC? Will any of us be going to PAX West this year? And will we ever let go of this Hideo Kojima / abandoned rumor? We'll talk about all of this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show at patreon.com/kindafunnygames. Over on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, you can write in with your questions, comments, concerns. You can get the show ad-free. You can get it with the exclusive post show we do each and every weekday, and you can get all sorts of exclusive programming and access to the other Kinda Funny suites of programming. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You could be watching live right now on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, just like Shadow Fox is, PJ Julian is, Dustin JB is. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the globe. Why are you crying? Avali, don't cry.
I'm just, I was excited to come on here, spend some time with you today, Greg, and then you just brought up Bayonetta 3, and now I cry.
It's never happening. It's over.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So Kamiya came out, who was, I think, like the director on the first one. He's like, hey, we said that development is progressing smoothly sometime in February, just no one's reading my tweets. But, they are kind of like in Japanese, so it's difficult. You got to press the translate button. That's a whole nother step. So he's like, all of you idiots who are just saying like, we needed Bayonetta 3 here, we needed like to hear something, we needed a full trailer. It's like, it's not ready yet, but it's developing. Read my tweets. And I'm like, okay, I feel you, I hear you, I understand you. I'm not going to press on you. We don't want a cyberpunk situation. Take your time to develop the game because we will wait for the titties. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting and I'm hopeful. It's coming.
You'll get those titties. They're coming. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Some housekeeping before we get into the show. There's a new PS I Love You XOXO up right now on youtube.com/kindafunnygames in podcast services. Why is it special? Well, we announced a brand new host for when I go on paternity leave, so come check it out. Then, heads up for programming, the Kinda Funny Gamescast is posting this Thursday on a different day. I wonder why. Wink. Thank you to our Patreon producers. There's Donavan, Harkness, and Blackjack. Today, we're brought to you by DoorDash, Canva, and Final Fantasy, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 8 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Kevin, how's the bacon coming? Is the bacon coming well?
I haven't gotten up yet. I walk too much. I walk the dog. My feet hurt. I'll get there in a second.
It's fair.
Maybe make a coffee too.
Number 1 on the Roper Report, Avali, is Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC. We go to Fanbyte, where Kenneth Shepard writes, it looks like Sony might be considering another one of its first-party games to make the shift from PlayStation exclusive to PC, as Ghost of Tsushima's box art has been updated, and it's missing something pretty significant. Sucker Punch's open-world take on feudal Japan has a new box art, as seen on Sony's own website, and while it now includes a graphic referencing the game's post-launch multiplayer mode, something has been removed. The, quote, only on PlayStation designation that was once found in the top right corner of the case. The same can be said of Days Gone and Horizon Zero Dawn, which were both brought to PC after originally launching as PS4 exclusives. However, it is worth noting that Sony seems to be moving away from the only on PlayStation branding altogether. As VGC points out, PlayStation 5 exclusives like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and Demon's Souls don't have the logo on their box arts. Could this just be Sony future-proofing for any of its possible PC ports it has in the works? Or is the branding just going away? That remains to be seen. Avali, what's your read?
So listen, I grew up in the heat of the Xbox is best, PlayStation is best, blah, blah, blah. And then PC's like on the side going like, we have StarCraft, I guess. And so I've kind of understood the console rivalry. I don't understand what PlayStation players have against games going to PC. Like, I understand, like, okay, don't put Halo on the PlayStation or something like that, but I really liked Horizon Zero Dawn. And the fact that they launched it on the PC to build up hype for Forbidden West, Manifest Destiny, whatever the title is, like, I'm super excited for it. Like, let more people play the game. You don't need to just grab all of your little PlayStation exclusives and go hide in a corner and be like, you can't have them. They're ours. They're only cool kids. It's like, not everyone can afford or even find a PlayStation right now. So just let other people have it. And I mean, from what I heard, like Ghost of Tsushima, kick-ass game. Let more people play it.
Excellent game.
Let more people play it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Of course. And I think the article here and the box art is a little bit of both, where I think I think they are sunsetting it, as pointed out by Fanbyte here with Ratchet and Clank and Demon's Souls. I think it's something they're getting away from because, of course, they have seen the success of their games on PC. And Herman Hulse and Jim Ryan have both been vocal before of like, this is something we're going to continue to do. And I'm right there with you that it is a good thing. Like, the fact of the matter is, if you want to see more PlayStation exclusives and you want to see studios like Sony Bend, which, of course, have had a whole tumultuous thing since Days Gone. If you want to see them get to make the games they want to make, they need to sell. And so if the easiest way to do that is to have them go out to other people, have them go to other platforms, get them onto PC, which, as you're pointing out, is such an easy way to market, hey, you know, Horizon 2 is coming out. We'd like you to buy a PS5 when you can. Why not put Horizon Zero Dawn out and get you excited for that and get you into that as well? I think it makes sense. I think it's a good way to go. And it makes perfect sense to me that Ghost of Tsushima, an original IP, a first entry in what you hope will be a series now from Sucker Punch. Yeah, you get all the juice out of it you can on PlayStation. That includes obviously adding this, you know, surprise multiplayer mode that wasn't there before. It talks about, you know, then having PlayStation 5 upgrades and enhancements, which is already have. Not a full-blown PS5 version, but, you know, you can plays better on PlayStation 5, plays best on PlayStation 5. You get all that juice out of it, and then you go, okay, cool, put it on PC for a different audience. PlayStation isn't competing with PC, it's competing with Xbox.
Exactly. And I think like the biggest confusion for me, because I remember just the complete outrage when it was announced that Horizon was coming to PC. And I'm like,
Sure.
oh, great. All the people that I yelled at to play it now don't have an excuse anymore saying, I don't have a console. Like, you got Steam, open it up. I don't see any downsides to porting the games onto PC besides just like the really upset PlayStation fans who are like, no, you can't have Aloy on your computer because it
She's
just feels
mine.
wrong. She's
Well,
mine.
it's the normal thing we always do, right? Where I think, this is human psychology in general, but we're talking very specifically about gamers and our gaming culture, right? Where it's like change is hard for so many people. And it is this thing when you've known something for so long to be one way, when it does go the other way, it becomes a big thing. I'm definitely out of my wheelhouse here. And I know you are more PC than me. Like, it reminds me so much of Epic Game Store when that got announced and everybody had such a huge problem. And I was like, everybody's going to get over this and it'll just be normal. It's just the change of it. And now it's totally normal. And you don't see people out there every day being like, listen, it's not just a launcher. It's this, that, and the other, and yada, yada, yada. It's like, well, you got your wish list, don't you? You got your cart. Do whatever the hell you need to.
Yeah, but Epic Games launcher is fine now. I think we're always going to be upset about Origin, though, because I just want to play a few games, and Origin just never wants to work properly for me. I just want to play It Takes Two with a friend. I don't want to DC at every single cutscene. But that's probably a different conversation, Greg.
Well, I mean, that right there is what I'm talking about, why PlayStation doesn't have to compete with PC, because PC gaming is dumb, and you disconnect from it all the time, your drivers, your .exes.
Not dumb, Greg. It's... you put up with the bad for the good, okay? You put up with the bad for the good. Sometimes you lag, but then other times you're able to play League of Legends with teammates who tell you to uninstall and then throw your computer into a river.
And then you take their advice. Frankfurter says, he wrote into patreon.com/kindoffunnygames and says, do you think we'll get this news? Of course, Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC and another PlayStation blog as we did for Horizon Zero Dawn and Days Gone? Or do you think that this one will get a state of play announcement to show off any graphical/technical differences? I would say you will definitely get it as a PlayStation blog again. I would think you put this out as news, right? Because even though PlayStation wants to go get the money from the PC players, I don't think they really want to advertise all the time. Like, hey, we're doing this. We're putting that out there in this very specific, cool way. Like, that does make PlayStation players maybe go, oh, well, why are they getting a better version than what I got?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. I think that makes sense. Otherwise, why show like, here are all these beautiful trailers of things that you can't do? Take that, PlayStation fans. We will.
Wouldn't you love all these frames per second? Too bad, sucker. You have a PlayStation 4 that's breathing heavy trying to play this game. Number 2 on the Roper Report. PAX West lives. Today I saw it broke by Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter, who wrote, news, PAX West is back. Friday, September 3rd through Monday, September 6th. Badges for PAX West 2021 will go on sale in the next 2 weeks. Then over on Reset Era, I ran into the press release from PAX itself. It reads, in part, in-person game expos make their much-awaited return this summer with PAX West 2021. Badges will go on sale in the next 2 weeks for the West Coast's most attended gaming event, taking place at the Washington State Convention Center in Seattle this Labor Day weekend, Friday, September 3rd through Monday, September 6th. Since the last major North American on-location gaming event, PAX East 2020, Reed Pop and Penny Arcade have canceled 6 consecutive in-person shows, prioritizing the health of the PAX community. Show organizers are working with venue officials, local governments, and health authorities to determine event capacity, which will be reduced and ensure a safe setting. Detailed health and safety guidelines will be released in the lead up to PAX West 2021. Avali, will you go to PAX West?
Unless someone is handing me like a chunk of money or G4 is stuffing me into a suitcase saying, haha, you gotta go. Probably not. The only PAX I've ever been to was PAX South. That was in like 2018. And I was working a booth for Twitch. Like I was running all of their production tech for their streamer setup. And while it was a really amazing experience, I was set up right next to the Nintendo booth, so I got to play test Breath of the Wild before anyone else.
Very nice, very nice.
I just don't trust people right now. Like, do you trust, honest question. Like, I got my shot. I've made sure that everyone that I interact with has gotten their shot, with the exception of people with autoimmune issues.
Sure.
But like, I do not, even walking through the grocery store, I've still got my masks up. I've got like my hand sanitizer, everything, because I still don't really trust people. And the fact that it's still going to be a convention of sorts, there's still going to be so many people from potentially all over the country flying in. Like, Greg, I like people, but I don't like people, if you know what I mean.
I
Like,
understand. I understand 100% what you're saying, right?
yeah.
This is the thing where it's so hard, I feel like, to say, yeah, my knee-jerk reaction is fuck no. Fuck no, I don't want to go to PAX West. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I don't know how much of that is the fear and what we've been conditioned for the last year and a half
Mhm.
versus the fact that it's all changing so rapidly. Where, this weekend, California opened for business on June 15th, right? And
Mhm.
I was like, all right, well, good for you. But then it was like we went out to dinner and we were in a restaurant and everybody's at every table and you sat down and nobody was wearing masks. And like you're walking the street now and people aren't wearing masks. And it's that, is this okay? I keep wearing my mask or having it in my pocket and then occasionally pulling it up or pulling it. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands yet. I don't know what to do with any of these emotions and feelings yet. So like to be like, you want to go from 0 to 120 miles fucking per hour?
Yeah.
Come on, what the hell?
I mean, like, I don't know about you, but every single time that I went to like an anime expo or even E3, I would still come home with a cold like the next week just from being around so many different people. And then for me, like, listen, I grew up with a very paranoid Asian mother. Like, I have fear in my veins. It's coursing through me since I was a wee little child. Like, I'm going to keep wearing my mask. I'm going to keep taking all the proper precautions, even though California has opened up and everything, until I know for sure that we're starting to beat things. Like,
Sure.
I'll give
Yeah. That
it
makes sense.
another 2 or 3 months just in case it's like, haha, there's another strain. This is COVID 2.0. Let's go. Masks won't help you this time. Then it's like, cool, I'm going to lock all my doors again. Me and my dog, we're going to sit down and we're just going to watch anime for the
Sure.
next 2
That is,
months.
anime always keeps you safe. Anime
It
always
does.
keeps you safe. I wonder what the capacity will be reduced to. I wonder what new
That's
safety measures there'll
true.
be. Like, obviously, every con has hand sanitizer at their thing, but all right, like I think about everywhere I go now, and I'm getting tagged with the thermometer. What do you got?
Yeah, let me pitch you this. Let me pitch
Lay
you
it on
this.
me.
What if it's like bare bones industry only, where like all the booths are still set up, all the events are still set up, but
Sure.
it's industry only, and each event is still streamed. So it's
Mm-hmm.
open, but it's not completely open to the public. What would you say to that?
I mean, that sounds like what they're going for, right? Where
Oh, that sounds
not industry only, but for reduced in terms of how many public. But like, also, are they saying that in a press release and they're reducing it by 5%? Because PAX is already a shit show of people shoved on top of each other and everybody outside that one
Mhm.
goddamn subway trying to get food. You know what I mean? Not the restaurant, not the underground thing. So it's like I don't know, and it's like September seems so soon. And so it's like but it's like September seems so soon. But when we were talking about Game Awards and maybe a PSX revival on PS I Love You XOXO available now, podcast services everywhere for December, I was like, oh yeah, I would do that. So I don't know. It's really all in our heads of what we're gonna do. But then to your
Yeah.
point of like, yeah, what does this actually look like as we slowly come out of this now, as everybody starts not wearing a mask? And I hate when you walk by and they're like, okay, if you're coming in and you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you're unvaccinated, wear a mask. And I'm like, I don't trust the unvaccinated people to fucking not lie about this. But then
Yeah,
again,
no.
then I'm like, but are they only affecting themselves? Are they only really gonna hurt themselves? I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't
Science.
know.
I don't have a
We'll
degree
see.
in science. I got a degree in talking to people. How's your day?
I want to return that degree. Earlier in the show, you had said that you will not go to PAX West unless G4 forces you to. In the chat, your co-host Golden Boy sounded off and said G4 is going to force us. Avali, it's G4. So
I'm
get
going
ready.
to throw a wig on Golden Boy and hope that he passes for me. GB, just keep talking about anime. Just don't stop talking Bayonetta 3 JoJo. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do for me, homie.
As if that wasn't enough of a G4 news break, we have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, for the Roper Report. The one, the only Austin Creed, aka WWE superstar Xavier Woods, aka host of Up Up Down Down, and of course, the kind of funny Commish has sounded off on Twitter and says, let's go. I'm excited to announce that I'll be hosting EA Play Live. You all better tune in July 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific and follow at EA for all the latest updates. Congratulations, Xavier, aka Austin. I'm so pumped for you. And please reveal Dead Space as we talked about yesterday.
I just pulled up his tweet right now. Oh, wow, you were fast. You commented on this 3 minutes ago. Okay, wait, I'm going to say.
Oh, multitasker, everybody.
Let's
Multitasker.
go.
Don't worry about it, everybody. Greg Miller,
right.
pro host. Kevin, pro host. Is the bacon done yet, Kevin? I want a bacon update.
Oh, it's cooking.
Thank you, Kev. Here's the next story on the Roper Report. All right. Number 3. We have more abandoned craziness. Have you been following this, Avali? Are you aware of the Hideo Kojima abandoned blue box studio thing?
Okay, let me explain maybe what I've heard, and you tell me if I'm
Got
on
it.
the right thing. Was this the whole controversy where some company came out and they're like, "Oh, we're making a game. It starts with an S and ends with an L."
Yes,
and it's
100%.
Okay, yeah. I'm very confused by it because isn't that like it's not illegal, but it's BM a little bit, right? Where you're just kind of like baiting. It's like if someone came to me and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a game with a tall witch mommy who's got high heels with guns. It might be on Nintendo. Like I'm gonna get excited, and then if you bait me, I'm going to burn your company to the ground." So you explain it to me in nicer terms.
No, you've nailed, I think, where we're at. It's very hard to say, of course. I know we did a great recap on Friday. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. This is a story that just keeps escalating and evolving, much like the coronavirus variants we're talking about. So the idea, is that, Blue Box Game Studios, they're making Abandoned, went up on the PlayStation blog. People thought it looked like a Kojima game. They started doing all this stuff. They said, no, we're not Kojima. This sucks. We don't want to be compared to it. Then, they leaned into it with the Silent Hills thing the other day. Then everybody got super on it. There's all these theories. You translate the guy's name, Hassan Karaman. I think it's Karaman. You translate through Turkish and it comes out to be Hideo. So everybody's freaking out. And now it's like, the story has run away. I think what we have is a studio that was small, was legitimately disappointed when they got compared to this, but then somebody was like, wait, we could use this to our advantage. They did the Silent Hills tweet. Then they're like, wait, we're going to piss off everyone on the internet with this if this is the way it goes. So there's been 2 wrinkles I wanted to bring out from overnight. Number 1, Kevin, you don't have to, if you could play it, it's the highlighted here on number 3. Hassan, the leader of Blue Box Game Studios, put out a YouTube video, or not, a Twitter video, him talking into the camera, trying to prove he's a real person, saying this is him and that he's here and this is what's happening. It's we don't need to listen to it, but there you can see it, you can do it. And then on top of that, Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg, of course, talked to Hassan, and I'm going to read snippets of this piece Jason put up last night. In an hour-long interview with Bloomberg, Karaman attempted to demystify several of the assertions underlying the conspiracy. His game has no connection to Kojima. His studio consists of, quote, a network of friends, and he is a trained game developer, not an actor, he said. What a fucking world we live in, that this is like a statement being written in Bloomberg that they need to do. I don't know, obviously. Anyways, back to the thing. A piece of new evidence supports this last point. Karaman has regularly posted for the last 3 months on a forum for Unreal Engine game developers, answering questions and responding to others. According to screenshots shared with Bloomberg by game developer unrelated to any of this, who asked not to be identified because the forum is private. The truth, as Karaman tells it, is far less intoxicating. An unknown company is awkwardly navigating a big opportunity to capitalize on an unexpected surge of interest, and to do so without alienating Sony or betraying promotional agreements. Quote, "It doesn't matter how much I try to debunk this," he said by phone. "People don't believe it. They just expect that's not out there. They just expect something that's not out there. It bothers me," end quote. Again, you tweeted starts with an S, ends with an L, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can help you on that one. But the conversation raised many more questions. This is back to Jason. Again, I'm picking this much longer article. But the conversation raised many more questions. Karaman would not make any other members of his team available for interviews and would only identify one who didn't respond to a request for comment. Karaman said he had signed a contract with Sony, but wouldn't offer specifics. He also said the game was funded by investors, but wouldn't say who. Quote, "There is a reason for that, but I really can't talk about it," he said. Karaman named two of the 6 or 7 outsourcing companies that he said Blue Box is working with, Nuair Studio and Dekogon Studios. Representatives for both companies declined to comment. In a follow-up message, Karaman said he plans to hold a live stream video soon to answer questions and show the faces of the team. People need it fast, he said. Karaman said Abandon would be properly revealed within the next month and that he hoped it would put an end to the conspiracy theories. Quote, if people still continue to believe in this rumor, that's up to them, end quote. Remember, there is still, they said, I think they pushed it to, it was supposed to be today, they pushed it to the 25th, which is Friday, still going to be a PlayStation 5 app that has multiple trailers on it that will tell you about Abandon, which sounds like the most Kojima shit I've ever heard, but maybe it's just a bad way to reveal your game. Like, obviously, this is the gift of craziness that keeps on giving.
You know what it feels like? It feels like, did you ever have that kid growing up who's like, my uncle works for Nintendo?
Of course.
Where he's like, my uncle works for Nintendo. He comes and he has like, new Nintendo thing. Is like, yeah, I got this because my uncle works for Nintendo. And then you're like, yeah, let's meet your uncle. Let's meet your uncle. I want to ask him what it's like to work at Nintendo. And then he's like, no, well, you can't meet my uncle. He's not coming to my birthday party. Like, I feel like this is what it feels like. We're getting this buildup of potentially like, oh, well, we're trying to be mysterious about it. We've got something behind our backs, but we're not going to give you everything. And it's either going to be like a really great payoff of, wow, Kojima is involved and we were being played all along, or it's actually going to feel like a slap across the face to so many fans who were building up that hype and making all these speculations. So I'm like, I don't really see how they get out of this.
I don't think they get out of it. It's still the thing I was talking about yesterday, where like, I feel like obviously any publicity is good publicity. And I think what's going to happen is they are going to have a rude awakening when the app drops and it's revealed that this really isn't a Kojima thing. People are going to be pissed. They're going to yell. They're going to be cranky. But when the game comes out in 6 months to a year or whatever, people are going to be more like, oh, I remember that was that thing that was supposed to be Kojima, but wasn't. Like, it's not like they're releasing this week and they're going to get review bombed and this, that, and the other and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, It's got it on way more people's radar than anybody else would have. But it's still like Cinemaniac in the chat goes, who cares though? Like, this is a insane story. This is like, I'm sorry. I think a lot of people care, and not about the game Abandoned necessarily, but about everything that's going on here of like, first it was, is it or isn't Kojima? And now it's just like, what are you thinking? Like, how are you gonna? And then Jason like can't talk to anybody else on the team and all this stuff. Like, this is a top level crazy video game industry story. That's who cares.
Have we had many other games with like such a crazy or well thought out promotional plan before? Like, I know that there was Crash and a giant styrofoam body went running around like Hollywood or something. But do we have any other games with like a crazy?
Well, I mean, like, that's, for Metal Gear, right? That's why this is for Metal Gear Solid 5, right? When they did the Moby Dick Studios and they hit all that stuff. Like, that's why people immediately went and did this. And the fact that they leaned, like, the initial thing, man, I felt for them and I thought they put it on the thing where they were like, oh, man, this game's Kojima. This is Silent Hills. And everybody's like, oh, man, it's not. And it kind of sucks that we worked so hard on this game in our first reveal. You're doing it. And I was like, oh, man, I feel for you. And then when they did the tweet the second time around, I was like, oh, no, you misread the ball on what you're about to get. And so now we have to see how it actually shakes down.
That's true.
Speaking
Best of luck, friends.
Good luck to you. And good luck to everyone who goes to patreon.com/kindafunnygames. Of course, over on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, you can write in to be part of the show. You can get the show with the exclusive post show we do each and every weekday. And you can get all sorts of bonuses like extra shows, exclusive shows, all sorts of post shows for the other shows, all on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, where you can also get the show ad free. But guess what, Jack? You're not watching right now on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. So here are today's sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by DoorDash. Did you forget that one thing at the store? Now you can get snacks, drinks, and household essentials in 30 minutes with DoorDash. Dinner? Check. Deodorant? Check. Morning pick-me-up from Dunkin'? Check, check, check. Everything you need anytime you want it with DoorDash. They want Chinese. You Want some pizza? And everyone is craving froyo. There's something for everyone on DoorDash. DoorDash connects you with the restaurants you love right now and right to your door. And now you can get the grocery essentials you need delivered with DoorDash too. Get drinks, snacks, and household items delivered in under an hour. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want from where you want, and your items will be left safely outside your door with the contactless delivery option. Of course, I'm well versed in DoorDash because I use it all the time. Of course, they don't. It's not even in this. They have a thing called the Dash Pass where you can get, delivery fees removed. You get a whole bunch of other benefits. I use that because we DoorDash at least once a week, usually. Chinese, pizza, you name it. Sometimes the day ends and Jen and I just don't want to cook. And DoorDash is so simple to get what we want when we want it. With over 300,000 partners in the U.S., Puerto Rico, Australia, and now Canada, you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants, I should say, like Popeyes, Chipotle, and Cheesecake Factory. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code GAMES2021. For our Canadian listeners, use the code GAMESCA. That's 25% off, up to a $10 value, and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code GAMES2021 in the US and GAMESCA in Canada. Don't forget, that's GAMES2021 or GAMESCA for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply. Our next sponsor, you might be asking, who is it, Greg? What is it going to be? It's Canva Pro. Of course, Canva Pro is the easy-to-use design platform that has everything you need to design like a pro. Whether you're a professional designer or just getting started, Canva Pro can help you boost your team's productivity and creativity. It's a quick, easy, and affordable way to design whatever you need. No matter what you're creating and sharing, Canva Pro has everything you need in one place, including a collection of over 75 million premium photos, videos, audio, and graphics. Plus, Canva Pro comes with time-saving tools. I thought it was life-saving tools. Let's not go too far. It's time-saving tools that simplify and speed up the creative process. You get all this and more in just one Canva Pro subscription. Of course, we've been using Canva Pro here for a while. Tim's been using it to make these little decks that we can show to people, and we're like, hey, why don't you work with Kinda Funny? And he goes in there and he's learned to design with it. Canva Pro is amazing, and there's no idea too big or too small when it comes to Canva Pro. So if you want to create something online, Canva Pro is a tool you need. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use our promo code. Just go to canva.me/KFGD to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/KFGD. Canva.me/KFGD. And our final sponsor of the day, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. It's time to join the resistance because Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade for PlayStation 5 is here. The shadowy Shinra Corporation is draining the planet's life force for their own again, but all is not lost. The mercenary Cloud Strife teams with Tifa, Barret, and Aerith to take Shinra down. Whether they succeed depends on you. Of course, we're so excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. The definitive edition of the award-winning Final Fantasy VII Remake has expanded graphical, gameplay, and system enhancements, and it brings Final Fantasy's visuals to the next level. It's got more realistic backgrounds, it's got better lighting, it's all around beautiful to look at. Hell, you know that Final Fantasy VII Remake was our game of the year. Now they've made it better. What's not to love? Intergrade also gives you the ability to switch between graphics mode if you want 4K and performance mode if you prefer super smooth action with 60 frames per second. On top of it, Intergrade comes with the episode Intermission, a brand spanking new episode featuring Wu-Tang Ninja, Yuffie, as the main character. Play as Yuffie as she conspires with Avalanche HQ to steal the ultimate materia from the Shinra Electric Power Company. Play as new characters and enjoy expanded gameplay experience featuring multiple new combat additions. And if you've already bought Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4, you can download a free PS5 enhancement for the PS5 console. Episode Intermission is available as a separate purchase after you upgrade. Buy Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade for PlayStation 5 today. Go to sqex.link/remake-KFGD. That's sqex.link/remake-KFGD. The thing I love, Avali, about these long ad breaks now is that I have plenty of time to run upstairs and eat a cupcake. And I just had a red velvet cupcake and it was very good. I want everybody to know. All right.
Oh, Red velvet is my favorite type of cake, and when it's in cupcake form, it's even better because then you can eat more than one. You
Yep.
could essentially eat a cake equivalent of cupcakes and then not feel as bad because it's like, oh, I'm only
Exactly.
having
They're
a
small.
couple.
Well, these little small
Yeah.
things I'm eating. No big deal. Yeah.
It's great.
We're on the same page. Number 4 on the Roper Report, we're going to PlayStation Lifestyle, where Rebecca Smith writes, WB Montreal might be working on a Superman game. All right. I feel like I've done this dance once or twice, everybody. Feel like I've lived this life once or twice. All right, here, let's read the story, everybody. Warner Brother Games Montreal is hard at work on Gotham Knights, but this isn't the only project they have in the works. According to a recent job advert, the team is hard at work on a third-person open-world action game. As spotted by Reset Era, serial leaker James Sigfield has hinted that this project is likely to be a Superman game, while WB Montreal's creative director has also been dropping a few subtle references to the hero. The team's AAA new IP has been known about for quite some time, thanks to a job listing that appeared a couple of months after the announcement of Gotham Knights. The new job listing is for a 3C game designer who will design playable characters for a third-person open-world action game. While this could fit the premise of Gotham Knights, many feel it is more likely to be a new AAA title. Sigfield has previously leaked the premise of Gotham Knights before the game was announced, as well as Rocksteady's focus on Suicide Squad. This lends more weight to his hints that a new game will be a Superman title. Sigfield has since been discussing the merits of a Superman game with fellow Twitter users, and several of his tweets have been liked by WB Games Montreal's creative director, Patrick Redding. While this could all be a coincidence, especially as I'm not sure Superman could be described as a new IP, a Superman game is long overdue, and the studio does have a history with the franchise. In terms of the game's universe, Superman would technically be a new IP from the developer, just as the Batman Arkham series of games was a new IP despite Batman being established. Superman's last game was 2006's Superman Returns and was loosely tied to the movie of the same name. While the hero is featured in many games since then and is scheduled to make an appearance in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, many feel that 15 years is far too long. I am one of those people. Back to the report. Rumors have suggested that this isn't for want of trying. Warner Brothers has reportedly canned 2 Superman games since 2013. One of these was supposedly in development at WB Games Montreal. Of course, there were also rumors of a Superman title from Rocksteady. Whether these rumors ever get off the ground remains to be seen. Avali, my entire fucking life, I've been waiting for a great Superman game, all right? Superman 64 is one of the things that convinced me to buy a 64. It was before the game was out, everybody. It was the first preview in EGM, all right? I saw it there. I was like, oh, I got to buy it. Or Wizard Magazine, actually, I think is where I saw it. Like, I got to buy this thing, all right? Like, I'm not... Hype. Everybody hit me up yesterday and was like, what do you think, Greg? What do you think, Greg? Oh my God. And I think the end of the article here from Rebecca says it all, right? Of like, they've reportedly canned 2 games since 2013, right?
Yeah.
And like, I know more than I don't tip my hat usually. I don't show you my cars often. I know more about that WB Montreal Superman game, the old one, that I'm letting on. All right. I know a lot about that game. I'm just going to say, all right. And that game sounded fucking awesome. And so like, now they want me to get hyped again. Now they want me to get hyped again. The WB Montreal might make a game. When the bean counters at Warner Brothers, when they decide to let them make a Superman game, I'll be excited. All right. Get me all hot and bothered over here. All right. I'm not going to get hyped. I'm not going to get hyped for it again. All right. I had my heart broken multiple times. I've had the disappointing E3s. All right.
I can't help but just feel like I should be sending you Superman strength hugs. Like I can see all of your Superman swag in the back. I like the light up. It looks like it's a plushie underneath right next to Grover. Is that what it is?
Oh, well, I got the Funko Pops and then a big bust. Then that's Carl the Crab is next to Grover.
Oh, okay, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So I feel like it may be a little bit like sacrilegious for me to tell you that I've never really been a Superman fan.
Understandable.
But I mean, like, I feel your excitement as well as your disappointment. So if you're telling me to be like hesitantly excited, then I am going to, trust you and be like, all right, okay, let's see what
I'm telling nobody to be excited for nothing. How many times do we have to have our heart broken here? All right.
Okay. So what about
nothing?
What would you say to like all of the newbie little superhero fans who are, got introduced to superheroes via Marvel and then, slowly moving over to DC and everything, who are like, oh, Superman game, that could be cool. I'm excited. I want to play a game.
Here's
what
my
would you
problem,
tell
and
them?
this is WB's problem, and it's the problem with the cinematic universe, and it's the problem with everything else. The people you just described don't exist. All right? The little kids don't know that Superman's cool. MCU came out, and guess what? MCU's God tier. MCU is like a gift from whatever God you believe in, or Satan. That is, they have blessed your life with the MCU and crushed it. All right. And now, what did DC do? They fucking got in Zack Snyder's way, screwed up his entire vision. All right. We could have been done. We could have gone. Kevin, I don't even care. All right. Even if you didn't like the Snyderverse, if they wouldn't have gotten the way, we could have had 5 or 6 movies and then moved on. We would have moved on. We would have a new Superman right now, and everything would be fine.
Greg. You know it's not true. Don't lie to yourself about it.
I'm saying if they would have let us move on, but instead, WB, you know, if they came in and they screwed the pooch. They came in and fucked everything up. And now you got a generation of kids out here, and what do they care about? They care about Marshmallow and Fortnite. They don't fucking care about Superman. They don't understand right and wrong over here. You know why? They're listening to what, Doja Cat. She's not teaching them anything about values anymore.
MCU, think what they've done for you. Calm down. All right, we're getting.
I love the MCU. This is not me going to war.
That's what I'm saying. Just calm down.
This is me going to war with the fat cats at Warner Brothers who decided to come in here, take the football. They go, where? Oh, open for a touchdown over there. They threw it into the stands. They threw it into the fucking stands. Then somebody ran off with the football. And like, can we keep the game going? And they're like, that was the only ball we brought. And here we are, everybody.
I liked Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Yeah,
remember the second one? It was really bad.
I renounced my wish. Again, I was like, put me in a steel cage match with these Warner Brothers people. Who's looking at these scripts going, yep, well, let's publish that. Let's talk about Avengers, because that always makes me happy, especially when this.
Oh, good news to put behind this story. Why did you plan this way? All right.
What do you want me to do, Kevin? I got to take my licks, all right? I got to take my licks. This is Greg Miller's life. Sometimes he gets pat upon remastered. Sometimes he gets pat upon remastered and everything's right in the world. Sometimes he's got to read about a Superman game. And not even a new developer. Yeah, these guys that were already working on a Superman game that sounded pretty cool, well, we fucking canceled it. Now we're going to let them do it again. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Then, yeah, let's talk about Avengers, everybody. Marvel's Avengers. Supposed to be a big number 5 on the rope report. Supposed to be a big fucking day for Marvel Avengers fans like me, right? Cosmic Cube event drops. New villain sector. Wow, this is going to be great. Everything's going well for Marvel's Avengers. Number 5 on the Roper report. Avengers is doxing its own players by showing their IP addresses on screen. This is Paul Tassi over at Forbes. Today marks the launch of a new patch for Avengers meant to introduce a new boss, Monica, and the Cosmic Cube event. But it also has come with ... one of the worst bugs I've ever seen or heard of. Today's patch has a bug that shows your gamer tag, the date and time, some other numbers, and most significantly, your IP address on screen as a string of floating text that bounce from location to location as you play. Crystal Dynamics has already commented on this, but only said that it's a string of text with no mention of IP addresses. They had a tweet that they're working on it. Back to Paul. I would take a screenshot to show you what I'm talking about, but I don't want to dox myself. So here we are. The obvious warning here is that if you are planning to stream the new Marvel's Avengers update, absolutely do not. Do not even turn the game on after this patch is on stream, as I believe it shows up as soon as it's on the main menu. I went to check this. It does. It does, in fact. Not that Avengers has some massive streaming community, but yeah, sure. There are probably hundreds, thousands of people who may have been planning on streaming today's update. So this is a big deal.
So I just opened up Marvel's Avengers little browse page on Twitch, and right now they have 200 viewers combined, or as a total. Yeah, there's.
But you can't do it. You can't stream it.
Yeah, you can't stream it right now. Clearly, you can't stream it. But did it have like that big of a streaming community in the first place? Because I remember seeing like maybe a couple hundred was the top tier.
That's about accurate. That's accurate.
It's about accurate. Not that,
launch,
you know.
I think they had a lot of goodwill. A lot of people were streaming it.
Yeah, I worked the launch event for it and everything. Like we went through all the different missions and stuff. But even on launch day, there were quite a few bugs, so we couldn't even get into some of those launch missions, which I've heard that they've, since fixed. But yeah, that's a pretty big bug. Can't stream new update if, you're just putting all your personal information out there, because it's like, sure, I would love to stream a game, but I also don't want people showing up in like a Hulk suit in my front yard. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah. This goes back to, we're a lot of jokes here. obviously this wasn't a decision they did on purpose.
No.
So it's like, man, you feel for the developers over there who, again, we can all talk shit. And I don't get me wrong, Avengers deserves to have plenty of shit talked about it, but they did deliver a roadmap at that Square Enix presents back there, right? And I was like, they've stuck to it and they've nailed it. I'm sorry, what was that, Kev?
They nailed it.
The roadmap, everything that's been on their roadmap since they came back in 2021. And what was that, May? Or no, I'm sorry, March, April, June? No, February. I'm going the wrong way of the months. Earlier, they did the roadmap and they've hit all the things they said they were going to do. They haven't delayed the stuff they put on the roadmap as we build the Wakanda. And so, like, again, today is one of the bigger updates of like, here's a villain sector, here's something new to do content wise, and they fucking step on this rake in their front yard. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get things moving, and like here, the only thing they're gonna get pressed for today is fucking up again.
Yeah.
And then I got WB Montreal over here, fucking saying maybe we'll make a Superman game. Maybe we'll cancel this one too. Number 6.
I feel like you should just have a Superman podcast. Like, you're talking about all the different podcasts you have. I feel like you should just have one where you just talk about Superman. I would watch it.
I know you wouldn't, because I've done those podcasts and they just don't do well. And that's another thing, because all these fucking kids. They're like, oh, is this Ronaldo in Fortnite? It's not Ronaldo. Is it a Roblox? No, I don't care. Because nobody knows Superman's cool. Right now, a nation turns its lonely eyes to Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid going to be in this new Superman cartoon. He's Superman. Fucking save us, Jack. Come out here and do it. Also, the new Supergirl looks cool in the Flash movie. And also Michael Keaton's in the Flash movie. Maybe that saves everything in the DCEU. This is the thing about being a Superman DC fan. You never give up hope. Craig, how many times am I going to get burned? A million more. But I'm never giving up hope. It means hope, Kevin. The symbol means hope, Kevin.
Don't get that out of here. It doesn't.
Hope.
I can confirm that TikTok, for some reason, hates Superman. TikTok hates Superman. And if TikTok speaks for the children. So, yeah, may not be best. I think they call him a colonizer.
He's an alien immigrant.
No, that's not right. That's not right. If anything,
that's what TikTok says.
No, TikTok's wrong on that one.
TikTok's wrong on that one?
Yeah.
Hello, TikTok.
Mid-show
it's me, Greg Miller. I work on the internet at Kind of Funny, youtube.com/kindoffunny and Kind of Funny Games. I've been told that you don't like Superman, and I'm here to tell you, you fucking kids better sort it the fuck out. He's awesome.
That is the second TikTok Kind of Funny's account has made.
I will like that. I will like and engage with that.
Kevin, don't worry about that. Hashtag Superman is hashtag totes cool. I'll get these fucking kids. They think they can't get me. Wait, what's the other thing I always see? I look at the TikToks and they're often using hashtags that don't mean anything for like what they're talking about. I saw a lot for Conjuring. I'm gonna put a Conjuring one on there.
It's for the algorithm. So if you put the hashtag, it'll show you the #1 hashtag at the moment. So you want to attach that because that's
some Pop Awards.
There you go, nail it.
It's the #1 hashtag. Wait, well, as seen on Tubi, has 1.1 billion views.
Yep, click on it. Use it.
Prime Day's deals dance. I'm putting them all in here. This is how you game the system.
Oh, Prime Day. Yeah, definitely use Prime Day because that one's popping too.
All right, cool. Done.
TikToks they're confusing to anyone over the age of 14. I do not understand.
True. All right, I posted a Game Over Greggy, everybody. Of course, it's Game Over Greggy. The over is a 0. Because one of these damn kids trying to steal my identity out there. Probably the one who got me banned from E3 before I hosted E3. A lot of people out there, Kevin, that need an attitude adjustment. You know what I mean? Golden Boy. These kids who don't like Superman. This guy person who took my TikTok. I don't know anymore.
The world is out to get you right now, Greg. The world is out to get you.
It is. The world truly is raining shit on Greg Miller right now. Number 6 on the Roper Report. Tekken Cross Street Fighter may not be as dead as we thought it was yesterday. Ian Walker updated his article over at Kotaku with the following. Of course, yesterday it seemed like, oh man, this is a game that's dead in the water. Katsuhiro Arata recently clarified the statements he made concerning Tekken Cross Street Fighter, saying that his intentions were lost in translation despite the English translations coming from his own channel. Specifically, when the project was described as, quote, stopped and, quote, dead by the subtitles, Harada actually said, quote, paused and, quote, shelved, respectively. Nuanced language that indicates work on the game may pick back up in the future. Quote, "We are still hopeful that Tekken Cross Street Fighter will resume development when the opportunity arises," Harada explained. However, such a title cannot be moved just for the convenience of one company in terms of marketing and branding, and it also affects each other's development resources. For now, we are just waiting for the right opportunity, end quote. This game's dead. It's very much dead. I don't care how you clean up the language. It's over.
Really, you
Get
think
outta
that it's absolutely dead, even
It's
though
just
they
been
came out?
gestating
It's like,
forever, right? Like, come on.
when did they announce this? Because the first one came
Ooh.
out in like what 20?
Well, that was Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I know that sounds crazy, but that was a different thing, right?
Oh well, my
I'm
bad.
not the fighting game guy. You know what I mean? Like that's the
You're
thing
not
where
okay.
we're like, ooh. I'm on Polygon. I'm looking at Michael McWhorter's story. This thing, that thing. Bandai Namco. Yeah, here. Yeah, okay. Bandai Namco announced Tekken Cross Street Fighter at San Diego Comic-Con in July 2010.
Oh,
11
okay.
fucking years ago. The game was meant to complement Street Fighter Cross Tekken, a Capcom-produced blend of the two fighting franchises. While Street Fighter Cross Tekken was ultimately released in 2012, followed the 2D fighting style of Street Fighter. Tekken Cross Street Fighter was designed to adhere to the 3D style of the Tekken series. So this game is never coming out. Just give up on it.
Yeah.
Play Guilty Gear. Don't people love Guilty Gear or whatever? I hear that all the time.
They like Guilty Gear. They like Skullgirls. They like all of the kind of like indie style. Oh, plus like speaking of fighting games, there's still very little information out. But once Riot releases their fighting game that's been in the works for like forever that they teased a bit ago, like that's gonna be the fighting game that everyone like almost 100% guaranteed. Have you heard about that one?
Mm-mm. I mean, I know that Riot's working on it, but like again, it's like fighting game, and I'm like, good for you. I don't know much about it. But tell me more about it.
Wait here. So it's right now it's called Project L. Can I just link it to you in this little Discord?
Yeah.
Show it.
Are you looking at the doc? You can paste in the doc too. It's wherever you want to put it.
Oh, cool.
We already got it.
I
It's
just
worked out.
gave it to
Kevin's
Kevin
got
in
it.
case he wanted to fly
I'm
it
right
up.
here. Yeah,
So
good call.
basically, yeah, they're using all of the Riot LP. So Darius, they got Jinx and all of those characters and stuff, and they just turned them into fighting. And so that is going to pop off because you're going to have all of these League of Legends players who love the IP but don't really care for fighting games. They're going to start getting into it. I know that a lot of the pro players in the FGC were kind of upset with how Street Fighter 5 like simplified and dumbed a lot of things down for like the core audience, and supposedly they're not really going to do that here. So fighting games players may have like a more technical game that they could get excited about. So this one's going to slap. So who needs Tekken Street Fighter crossover when you can have Darius smacking Ari into the ground with a giant axe?
There you go, Blessing. Give up on this. All right, it's over. Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Nobody cares about it. Get behind this Riot one. Number 7 on the Roper Report. This is a quick one. That pesky Switch firmware has been fixed. This is Wesley LeBlanc over at IGN. The Nintendo Switch firmware saga has seemingly come to an end as players are reporting that Nintendo has fixed the 2123-1502 error code. This error code appeared with the 12.0.3 update that hit Switch consoles earlier this month, and it prevented players from downloading games and updates for games, amongst other things. Until now, there was no fix for this error either, as reported by Nintendo Life. But Nintendo Life reports that the error code has been fixed after some scheduled maintenance occurred on June 20th. Then they go into how it actually happened. But the long and short of it is, if you were like me, trying to download stuff when you were on your way to LA, you're like, I'm going to play a bunch of Switch games. And then you kept getting this error code, and you're like, this fucking sucks. It looks like it's been fixed. So you can get in there and get your Switch games and download them and get your updates and play your Fortnites and not care about Superman. All right? Who cares? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's pretty cool. It's fixed.
Exactly.
Hooray.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about this. You know, Nintendo, they cleaned up their mess. All right, congratulations to you. And then final on the Roper Report, number 8, Kim Swift has ended up at Xbox. This is the one, the only Rebecca Valentine over at IGN.com. Xbox Game Studios Publishing has hired Portal lead designer Kim Swift as its new senior director of cloud gaming. In a tweet today, the publishing arm announced that Swift's hire was to, quote, accelerate our innovation and collaborate with independent studios to build games for the cloud, end quote. Swift has had a lengthy career at some of the industry's largest companies, going from project lead at Valve on Portal and designer on Left 4 Dead to roles at Amazon and EA. Most recently, she was a game design director at Google for Stadia, where she worked as a creative director on an unannounced first-party project with Playa Vista Studios. Is that really the name? Playa Vista Studios. Doesn't matter because Google pulled the plug. That doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
Playa Vista. I know that you're from Northern California and everything, but
Yeah.
Southern California.
Playa Vista.
Playa
Playa
Vista.
Vista. But
Playa
isn't Playa
Vista.
sound cool? Playa.
It's not Playa. It's not Playa
Playa.
Vista. That just
Playa.
Yeah,
sounds.
Greg,
You
you sound really
sound.
dumb.
You know,
You
just
sound really dumb. She can't say it,
pretty.
but I can.
Pretty done.
You know what I mean? Mm.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for backing me up. That was a really cool resume until we hit the Google for Stadia.
Hey man, I'm sure Google wrote quite the check to get you go do there, and I'm sure that she was like, "Great, this will be a chance to actually make something for it." And then Google went, "Haha, we're not going to make our own games anymore. Sorry. Here's a nice severance package. We can hide you in the Chrome team if you want." She's like, "I'll go. I'm good on my own. I'll go to Xbox and actually make something." So it's more exciting that she's still in the industry and going to go do something cool with Xbox.
That is really awesome. I really liked the tweet that they had with so many of the big business words of here to accelerate our innovation, collaborate. And I like business tweets because it's different from like the esports tweets that I see where it's just like, you saw the SpongeBob account just tweeted like no and then a period the other day and it had like bajillion likes and retweets. That's the kind of social media that I like and respect.
That's what you want. That's what's hitting with you on social media.
What can I say? I'm hip with the kids. I'm a TikToker. I'm a
Let's see how many TikTok views
zillennial.
I got now. Hold on, too. Yeah, let's see if this is taking off yet.
Here, I'll check. I'll give you an extra view. Let's see.
Drag down to refresh. I got 33 hearts and 9 comments. The first comment is, "I support this man," from Caros. Aaron says, "Get it together, kids." All right, so everybody's being very supportive. All right, good. Oh no, here we go. Green Pup says Superman sucks. We're deleting that comment.
Okay, here. I'll tune in and I'll be all like,
report him actually.
Superman is very okay. And
there
then
we go. Perfect. I'll take it.
Smiley face. Okay, cool. I just gave you engagement. And so hopefully the TikTok algorithm picks it up, you know?
This may be what I use my TikTok channel for. You know what I mean? It's just me telling the kids that they're wrong about things I see them doing. And I think that's,
That should be good. Right now, TikTok is just circling Bo Burnham's inside. So like anything there. Right now it's a lot of like kids are getting really bold with what they post on TikTok. Because usually you see like the thirsty adults and everything on Twitter.
Sure.
The kids are posting thirst traps of like My Hero Academia characters and anime characters with Jujutsu Kaisen. And then just lots of dog videos. Okay. So Bo Burnham, thirst, dog video.
See, the algorithm is so good that my TikTok obviously is pretty much thirsty stuff for married couples. Then it's like wiener dogs, and then it's like baby stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, baby stuff.
And then I like that one where they anytime, and then like that's a great one. That what I mean. And then Janet Garcia uses TikTok a lot, so I see her a lot in my feed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But that's how it works out there. I like that. TikTok, man. Who needs TV? You know what I mean? It's great. I'm loading a video game or doing something, waiting for somebody. I can watch TikTok. I love it.
Yeah.
Avali, I can't wait to see what Kim Swift gets up to at Xbox, but her first project is probably so far away. If I wanted something more immediate, say what came to the mom and grop shop, where would I go?
Well, Greg, the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kinda Funny Games Daily Show host each and every day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Out today, Sea of Thieves, a Pirate Life update. A Pirate's Life is out. Super Magbot is on Switch and PC. Lego Builder's Journey is on Switch and PC. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance is on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, and PC. Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights is on Switch and PC. Phantom Abyss is on PC. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, the official video game, is on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Renowned zombie slayers Bill, Francis, Lewis, and Zoe from the Valve smash hit Left 4 Dead are tooled up and ready to take on a new horde as they join Zombie Army 4 Dead War as brand new playable characters in the latest free DLC in Season 3, which is available now. Dear Villagers today released the newest Revita update, Cursed Choices, which adds an entirely new area, additional relics, and touched up mechanics. And then Killing Floor 2 Interstellar Insanity is out today on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, just Xbox, you know how Xbox works, PC, Steam, and the Epic Games Store. Oof, they did not list that cleanly. New dates for you. Farming Simulator 2020 is coming November 2020. No, I fucked that up. No, Farming Simulator 2022 is coming November 22nd. So two, 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 two. You see what I did there?
Two.
What they did.
There's so many twos. No one can
A lot
blame
of
you.
twos happening there. A lot of twos.
Mhm.
There's a new Pirate Mermaid Corsair class coming to Black Desert Online on June 29th. Here's what I want you all to do. All right. I want you to think about this. Actually, I didn't do this ahead of time like I should have. Hold on. Kevin, talk to Avali about bacon real quick.
All
Don't
right,
talk to
so
me about bacon
my
anymore, Kevin. I'm
bacon-
so hungry.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I have to. It's my job right now. You ever get bacon and macaroni and cheese, like the white?
I love bacon and macaroni and
It's
cheese.
so good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like hot dogs too. Nothing wrong with some hot dog in there. But yeah, bacon. Oh man, I'm so full right now. I don't want to talk about food, but again, I was tasked to, and I feel like I need to. You know,
You're doing great. You're almost there. Tell her about Cecil.
Aren't they called jardins in bacon? No, in macaroni and cheese.
wait,
Don't
what's
they
called?
call them? Don't
bacon?
they call?
Is bacon called
You,
jardin?
okay, wait. No. When you do,
Jambon
okay,
is in French, right?
Okay, so
Yeah,
wait.
that's ham, that's ham.
Lardons. Okay,
The hell's a lardon?
the L and the J were confusing to me when I was trying to remember it on a menu. Lardons. Yeah. Those ones.
Oh yeah, that's that thicker. Like it's like I mean it's bacon, but it's cut really thick. But it's when it's cut thick, it's called what? Like belly? No, what is it called? Come on,
Pork belly?
Pork belly, right? And then you cut it into like little chunks, and then you fry it so it's real crispy. And then you throw it in the like little white shells. You know the white shells, the shells with the white cheddar, and you throw a little bit of pepper on top. Oh my God, babe, we're having macaroni and bacon.
I haven't eaten, Kevin.
lunch.
I haven't eaten.
You should have got a cupcake during the ad like I did.
I gotta get a
Here's
cupcake.
what I have a reader mail here, but it's actually for a new segment we're going to introduce, and now it's on the doc, so you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames to do it. But I'm going to ask you the question. You're going to think about it, Avali, and then you'll answer in the post show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the question comes from Madeline, aka Mad Exposure, who writes in and says, segment idea. I was thinking it could be really fun to do like an anonymous segment where people write in with their own gamer confessions, and it would just be silly and fun. For example, I've never played Breath of the Wild. I think I would probably like it, but I feel like I missed the boat and now it's too late. Anyway, thought it could be fun. Have a great day. I like that. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to write in with your gamer confessions when you have them over on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. You can go there, you can put them in there, and then we can read them for other stuff. For now, though, we're going to read You're Wrong. Of course, people watching live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames can go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up. That way we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the globe. Prof D277 says, Greg, it wasn't Ronaldo in Fortnite. It was Neymar Jr. Get it right. Well, that's what you're here for. All right. Get out of here. Don't worry about it. You know, a lot of editorializing. Everybody wants to get in here and be a comedian. You know, Avali? I want the facts. I don't know what facts I screwed up. I don't need the comedy, everybody.
I don't know if you're totally, 100% accurate on the facts, because you did say that Superman was cool, and
Here's the thing: is I can tell you why Superman's cool. I can show you why. I can give you materials to show you why Superman's cool. But I understand there's been a lot of bad Superman fiction throughout the years.
Sure.
So I understand why you don't think he's cool. You understand?
I don't think he's that cool.
I know, but I can show you. Watch Superman and Lois. He's a cool dad there. You know what I mean? He's having some fun stuff out there. A lot of cool stuff's happening. You know. I can show you another time. All right, don't worry about it.
That's another show. That's another show.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of another show, tomorrow you're going to get Blessing and the one and only Andy Cortez. Thursday it's going to be me and question marks. I need to finalize that. I have it out, but I think I got a text about it actually while we were live. And then Friday, it's going to be me and Tim. If you are watching live on Twitch right now, of course, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Right after this, you are going to get basically a KFAF as Nick and Andy and Mike go and rank Arizona iced teas like a bunch of psychopaths. We, of course, me and Avali are going to go patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, do the post show for this Kind of Funny Games Daily, no matter where you get this show. Thank you for your support. Avali, where can people keep up with you?
You can find me on all my socials. It's just Avali May on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and all that fun stuff. I occasionally stream. Otherwise, you can catch all the content that I'm doing with G4 on the G4 TV channels. That's G4 TV. That's like 4 letters. No, that's 3 letters and a number. So I challenge you to spell it wrong. Oh, they're going to spell it wrong now.
Don't challenge them to spell it wrong.
Oh, they spelled it wrong. They're going to end up at like G2 Esports, which is a League of Legends team in Europe. Oh, no.
They're
Well,
gone. It's
Greg,
over.
I messed up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a post show to do. But until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.